Let's get it in. Let's get it in. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday evening, afternoon. Might even be Sunday, depending on where you at. But as y'all come in, let's see. Instagram says we are telling your followers that you have started a live video. So if y'all coming in right now, go ahead and post. Tell me your name and location. If you're watching this on replay, you can still leave a comment. You don't have to tell me your name and location, but you can comment on the content, which we're going to get into in 1 minute. So as y'all come in here, tell me your name and location. We about to get it in real quick. We're going to talk about becoming the type of person that people want on their team, whatever that team may be, whether it be a business team, a sports team, family teams, certain type of people that people want on their team. You need to make sure you're being one of those individuals. We're going to go through this. And there's a lot of these on this list. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of these. We'll see. We'll go through a couple of them and see how much I want to expound on each one. Then we're going to get out of here. I'm only going to do this for it's only going to go about 10 minutes because I got places to be, things to do. ARB 14, what's going on? As y'all come in, tell me your name and location, As y'all come into the stream, tell me your name and location. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. We got Judah 95 from Ohio. What's going on? ARB 14 has already commented. What's going on? I'll respond to any questions, comments at the end of the stream, but we're going to get into right now. We're going to talk about being a level 10 individual in life. Level 10 being the highest level, all right, with 0 being a nothing and level 10 being the highest level of individual. How do you make yourself a level 10 type of person in anything that you do with anybody that you deal with? We got Austin, Texas in the house. All right, so we're going to get started right now in a minute. I'm here talking to customer service on this hosting site. But anyway, let's get right to it. For those of y'all who don't know me, my name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, former 9-year professional athlete, author, and creator of a book and a whole philosophy that is called Work on Your Game. It's about taking a pro athlete's mindset and teaching you how it applies to your business, to your sport, and to your life. So if you didn't know what that is, now you know what Work on Your Game is, what it's about, where it came from. You can learn more details. All you got to do is just stay close to what I'm sharing here. So there's a lot of different places you can learn. If you're a ball player, I got stuff for you. If you never played ball in your life, I got a lot of stuff for you as well. And if you're somewhere in between, you don't even know what you're doing, I got stuff for you too. And I got a podcast that comes out every day. I'm here on IG. I'm on all the social medias. I write every day. So if you like to read, you need to get on my email list. Go to workonmygame.com. But let's get into what we're talking about here today. Again, the topic is how to be a level 10 individual. These are the people that you want as your teammates, your coworkers, even your bosses. These are the people you want to be learning from, like a supervisor, mentor, boss. And these are the people you want working for you, like employees, people who are on your staff. These are the people who will help get you to the next level. As the saying goes, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, bring people with you. And the way to go far is not just to have people, but to have a certain type of people, a certain caliber of individuals, that level 10 person with you. Let's get into what a level 10 person is. I'm going to go over, let's say, maybe I'll do the first 3 of these. We'll see. We'll see how much I'm going to go on these. I actually got 80 of these on the list. And this was in episode number, for those of y'all who are members of the game group, this is episode number 870 of the Work on Your Game Masterclass that comes out every day. If you don't have access to 870, which you can only have access to if you are a member of the game group, go to workonyourgameuniversity.com, workonyourgameu.com. That's where you can get access to that. Anyway, point number one thing that I would say about a level 10 person, these are not in any particular order, is that a level 10 person will tell you what they really think without beating around the bush, without beating around the topic. This is the type of person who's going to tell you what it is. A level 10 person is the type of person who's going to tell you what's going on when you're bullshitting. They're going to tell you you're bullshitting when you're bullshitting. They're going to tell you that your shit is whack when your shit is whack. They're going to tell you when you're not performing if you're not performing. All right, they're not the type of person who's going to tell you, like, there's a lot of people in life who will, when you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing, they'll talk to you as if, or they'll pretend, or they'll sugarcoat things to make you believe that things are better than they actually are when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. All right, that's not a level 10 individual. Level 10 individual is a person who will, as they say, keep it real with you. They will keep it 100 with you and tell you what it is, especially when a whole bunch of other people around you won't tell you what it is. And those of you who are in leadership positions, you need to be very careful in choosing level 10 people around you, because when you're in a leadership position, let's say you're the number one guy or number one girl on your team or in your organization, there may not be too many people in that group who is willing or even feels like they are qualified to tell you what's really good when somebody needs to tell you. Like, you might be out there doing the wrong things, but because you're the boss of everybody in the room, nobody in the room may feel empowered enough to tell you what you really need to hear. So you got to be careful, leaders, to be open to people telling you the truth, even when you may not be in a position where somebody can tell you what to do. Nobody may not have any authority over you, but you still got to be open enough to listen to, hold on, now Jay telling me that this is not working. You still got to be open enough to listen to what is being told to you. And you got to have people around you who will have the heart and courage and the confidence to tell you what you need to hear. And you got to be disciplined enough to listen to it when it finally comes out. Disciplined enough to even accept it or ask for it when it comes out. This is the number one thing that I would tell you about being a level 10 individual, is be the type of person who will tell people the truth, keep it real with people, be honest with people. And we all know, if any of you have ever been around a person who's on this level, actually, we might just talk about this topic right here today. I might just break these down to a series of videos and streams. That any of you who's ever been around a person like this, the type of person who will tell you what it is, the type of person who you know will be honest with you and tell you what you really need to hear, especially when you're not delivering the way you're supposed to deliver, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You may not appreciate that person in the moment that they're telling you what they're telling you, because you're like, damn, this person just called me out in front of everybody. This person just told me that I'm messing up. This person is telling me that, I'm not doing my job. This person, and you might feel embarrassed. You might be pissed off. You might be, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you might feel about the situation of a person calling you out, especially if you have a lot of pride, especially if you've been in a position of leadership, especially if you feel like you've been successful and you feel like you've been successful up to the point that you are. You may feel like you're beyond reproach. You might feel like, who are you or who is anybody to give me any type of criticism, because I've been successful, I've been winning, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, I have this accomplishment, I have this achievement. You might not feel like you could be told anything by anybody. But even though that person may piss you off by telling you what you need to hear, as long as they are firm about it and they stand on it, even when you push back, in the long run, you will respect that person a lot more than you respect the person who only tells you what you want to hear, or the person who doesn't say anything because they just don't want to get into any kind of conflict, or the person who, they know that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, but they'll sugarcoat it. They won't really tell you. They'll kind of beat around the bush and not be direct with you about you messing up. Like, you might not appreciate the person who keeps it real with you in the moment that they're keeping it real, but in the long run, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm really glad that person told me what I needed to hear, because I was really bullshitting a lot at that time. Here we go. I was really bullshitting a lot at that time. I'm glad that person called me out and told me what I needed to hear. I'm glad they said that. And in the long run, those are the people you'll want to keep around you, at least if you're the type of person who wants to get better. So I want to make sure I'm throwing in that caveat. If you're the type of person who wants to get better in life, you want to grow, you want to get to the next level of what you do, you need people around you who will tell you when the path that you're on is not going to get you there. So if you're a high school basketball player and you say you want to play in the NBA, you need people around you who, when you have a game, you play in a game and you don't really do anything, they tell you like, you talking about you want to play in the league? Like, that shit you just did in the game, all right, that's not even going to get you to college, let alone the league. You need somebody who will tell you that to your face when you're not playing hard, or when you're in practice and you're not working as hard as you need to be in your training. They're the person who will say to you, like, you think you're going to play in the league working out like that and practicing like that and missing 10 jump shots in a row like you just did, or you're not even running hard on these drills you're supposed to be doing? They're going to tell you. You need a person around you who's going to let you know when you're not doing what you're supposed to do based on the goals that you say you have. So any of you who has goals, you need people around you who are going to hold you accountable and hold your feet to the fire and tell you to your face when you are not living up to the accountability that they're trying to hold you to. Because y'all got to understand something about accountability, because people use this word a lot, is that even if you have people around you who are empowered to hold you accountable, that doesn't mean that you're actually going to do the things that they're holding you accountable for. Somebody's holding you accountable and say, all right, you said you were going to do 100 push-ups, but you only did 50. All they could do is tell you. All right, that's holding you accountable, is telling you that you were supposed to do this thing and you didn't do it. But that doesn't mean just because they said something, you're going to get down on the floor and do those 50 push-ups. You still had to be disciplined enough when someone holds you accountable to say, you know what, you're right. Thank you for holding me accountable. And then you got to go and do the work, whatever that work is. Holding someone accountable doesn't do the work for you. All right. No matter how many people you empower to make sure you do your push-ups, they can't do the push-ups for you. You still got to be the one going out there and doing the push-ups. So make sure when it comes to finding those people and keeping those people around you who are willing to tell you what's real, willing to hold you accountable, willing to let you know when your shit is stinking, that you actually appreciate it, you accept it, and then you go do something with it. And this is really a matter of personal discipline. So when I talk about being a level 10 individual, yes, I'm talking about the people around you, but because I'm telling you how to identify these people, but you also need to read between the lines of everything I say here and understand that in order to attract level 10 people and keep them around you, you need to be a level 10 person. Because as the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together, right? We hang with people who are similar to us. And you become, as the law of association says, the average of the people you spend the most time with. Some people say 5. It doesn't have to be 5 people. You spend time with 3 people, you're going to become them. You spend time with 30 people, you're going to become them. The people you spend the most time with, doesn't matter how many, whoever you're spending time around, you're going to become those individuals. And if you look at the people who are around you right now and you're kind of not feeling them or you're wondering where they came from, I'm going to tell you where they came from. They are a reflection of who you are. They are a reflection of the person that you are. That's why they're around you right now, because you're attracted to that person based on your energy. They're attracted to you based on their energy. So if you look around and you say, damn, I got a whole bunch of clowns around me. I got a whole bunch of people who ain't really about anything. I got a bunch of people around me who ain't really trying to go nowhere or do anything. They don't really have any ambition. They don't have any goals. Man, like, how did I get these people around me? All you need to do is look at yourself. You need to look in the mirror. It's not them who just came out of nowhere and said, hey, we're going to ruin Joe Schmo's life. We're just all going to get around Joe and ruin his life. That's not the way it works. They got around you because you were emitting the same type of energy on the same wavelength that they were on at some point in your life. And they stuck around because you haven't been that much different from them from that point. And that's why it is what it is. So if you want level 10 people on your team working for you, you want level 10 people next to you, to your left and to your right on the same level as you. If you want to work for a level 10 person, in any case, you got to be a level 10 individual, because no level 10 person is going to go work for a level 2 boss, at least not for long. They might be there for a while. They might be there long enough to notice, okay, this boss is a level 2 guy. I'm a level 10 individual. I'm not going to keep working there. They're going to start plotting how they can get out of that job even while they're still working there. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about, whether you've been the worker or the boss. If you are a boss, or let's say you're at whatever level, and you're looking for people who are at the same level as you, and you want to team up, link up with them, connect with them, mastermind with them, that will help them out, they help you out. Understand, you have to be on the level that they're on in order to stay around them. Because if you're not on that level, they're going to get away from you. If you're a type of person who, let's say you want to get in shape, you want to go to the gym every day and work out, and you connect with some people who go to the gym every day and work out, and you only show up 3 days a week, but they come into the gym 6 days a week, or eventually they're going to stop telling you what time they come into the gym. Eventually they're going to kick you out of the group text. Eventually you're not going to be in the chat anymore. Eventually they're going to start going to a different gym, and you're going to be the only one who didn't get the memo. Why? Because they're like, all right, this individual is not holding up their weight. You're actually bringing down their average, because you know that law of association says you become the average of the people you spend the most time with. So if we let a bum come in our circle, if it's 10 of us in the circle, again, it doesn't have to be 5 people. If it's 10 of us in the circle and one of the 10 is a bum and the other 9 of us are doing what we're supposed to do, we all at level 10, and this guy, this 9th person, or this one of those people is at a level 4, and they're not working hard as hell to get up to a level 10, all right, we got to drop them. All right, we're going to have a conversation without you. We're going to drop you out the group. And before you know it, we're not taking your calls anymore. You're not getting invited to the events anymore. You see one of us out and we say, what's up? But we don't stick around and talk to you anymore. We had to disassociate from you because you're not staying at the level that we're at. All right. And there's a lot of different angles to this thing being a level 10 person. That's why, again, there's 8 points here. I'm only going over the first point just for this stream right now, but we'll talk about more of these in future live streams. I might just do all 8 of these in 8 consecutive streams. We'll see. Don't hold me to that, but we'll get to it. Now, again, being a level 10 person, this is a person who keeps it real with you, tells you what's up. You got to be the type of person who keeps it real with other people, and you tell them what's up. All right, so being a level 10 individual goes both ways. You look for this in others, but you also got to check yourself. Because if there are people around you who keep it real and tell you what's up when you're messing up and tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear, they expect you to do the same for them. Because we know what the golden rule is, right? Do unto others as you expect others to do unto you. So when you come around a person who lets you know to your face when you're not pulling your weight, all right, they expect you to let them know to their face when they're not pulling their weight. And if you don't do that and they realize like, damn, I wasn't pulling my weight for the last 3 months, but Joe over there, he didn't say nothing. Now, when he wasn't pulling his weight, I said something to him. But when I wasn't pulling my weight, he didn't say anything to me. Okay. Now they're going to make a decision about the type of person you are. And they're probably going to decide they're not going to keeping it real with you because they know they're not going to get it back. If they're not getting that energy back, they're not going to stick around. They're not going to keep giving nothing to you if you're not giving anything back. If you're not bringing anything to the table, they're not going to keep putting stuff on the table for you to eat. You understand? So you got to make sure you are reflecting everything back that you want in any people around you. So if you're a coach and you want to have a certain type of players on your team, understand that your mentality, you might not be able to play as well as your players, but your mentality needs to be similar to the type of players you want to attract. Or you're running a business, you want a certain type of people working for you. Your energy needs to be the type of energy you want those people to have. Your attention to detail needs to be like theirs. If a relationship, you're looking for a girl or a guy to spend your life with, and you're like, damn, only people I'm gonna try, I'll keep attracting these loser guys or these girls that ain't really at the caliber that I want. It's not because something wrong with the girls or something wrong with the guys. It's not because you're living in the wrong city or any of those things. The reason why you're attracting the wrong type of people is because you are the wrong type of person. You are attracting who you are. They tell you this in business all the time. If any of you have ever done something like, and you ever been involved in anything like network marketing, they tell you this in any kind of training. If any of you ever done any kind of network marketing, it gives you great entrepreneurship training, a lot of mindset stuff that a lot of people don't know, is that when you're trying to build your team and you keep getting all these people on the team that just don't seem to be the right type of person, you're like, yo, who is this person? Why is this person around me? Like, they're not following through. They're not doing anything they're supposed to do. They're not being accountable to their word. They're not sticking to their commitments. And you're wondering where they're coming from. That's because something in you is attracting this person. All right. Two randomly, completely 100% different people don't just attract to each other out of nowhere. Right. That doesn't happen. All right. Lightning does not just keep striking over and over again in your life. The people who are coming around you in any capacity, friendships, intimate relationships, business partnerships, it can even be your followers and your customers. There's something about you that is attracting them into you. All right. And I talked about this in a recent episode of the Work on Your Game Masterclass, which some of you call a podcast, is this. We buy the messenger before we buy the message. You understand? Like when I come in here and do these streams, you might be listening to what I'm saying. Like, damn, Dre, you said some real good stuff right there. I was taking notes on it and things like that. People tell me stuff like that. But understand, it's not the words that I'm saying that you're really buying into. What you're buying into is me as a person. And the words that I'm saying, you logically justify the fact that you buy into me, or you followed me, or you bought something from me, or whatever it is. You shook my hand after I gave a speech. You logically justified doing those things by what I said out of my mouth, by the words that I spoke. But it's actually you're buying into me as a person first. Then whatever I say, you're going to buy into it anyway. Because there are people out there who might not even be that good. You ever see somebody who doesn't seem to be that good when you're listening to them, but they got all these fans and followers and people who are so like bought into that individual? You're like, how they got all these people who are so bought into them? They're not even that good. It's because they bought into the person. We buy into the messenger before we buy the message. And if we don't buy the messenger, it doesn't matter what the message is. This is why I can sit here on these streams and talk and say all the things that I'm saying. You see how I'm dressed right now. But if I go give a corporate speaking gig, I put on a suit and I don't have the hat on. Why is that? Because when I step on that stage, they don't know me the same way that you all know me. When I step on that stage, the first thing they're buying is not, oh, Dre said this on a live stream 3 weeks ago. They don't know anything about that. All they know is this is the guy that's supposed to be telling us how we can do better in our careers. They're immediately judging me as soon as I walk in the room. They're judging me before I even got to the room. They're like, Dre Baldwin, who's that? They're Googling me. They're judging me off of all that before I even step on the stage. And if I step on the stage not looking the part, they already decided they're not listening to anything that I said. I can have the best speech in the world. I got the best speech that's ever been given, that they're not going to buy into anything that I say simply because they didn't buy the messenger. So make sure you as the messenger, and we're always a messenger in life, you got to make sure that the people you're trying to get your message across to, they buy you. It's not the words. It's not, oh, what are the exact things that I need to say and how do I need to put it? Like sometimes I'm talking to people and I've talked to them about selling, like whether it be getting on the phone and selling their stuff, or going out and doing live sales calls, or just making a presentation from a stage, or even doing a streaming video, something like this. And they're saying, well, before I do a live stream, before I make a YouTube video, or before I get on stage and give a speech, or before I start making cold calls to sell my product, I got to make sure I got my script right. I got to make sure I know the right thing to say, or when someone gives me an objection, what am I going to say? And they're trying to get all these details right? The logical stuff, I'm trying to help them understand. I always try to help them understand. Listen, those are not the things that are going to sell your product. Now, yes, you do need that. It's good to have a script. It's good to have some sort of plan and strategy in place for what you're going to do and what you're going to say to somebody. But it's your energy that people are buying or rejecting. When people reject you, they're not rejecting your information. They're not rejecting the message and what you said. They're rejecting you as a person. Now, they just logically justify it by saying they're rejecting the message, but that's not really what they're rejecting. They're rejecting you as a person, not in a negative way, but it's just they decided not to buy into you. We buy the messenger before we buy the message. So think about that when you're out in the world. When you look at somebody's website and they're selling something, or you run into somebody's live stream, you never heard of them before, but you're just watching them to see what they're talking about. You're not really buying the words that they said. The first thing you're deciding instinctively, these are the things that we think about, the things that go through our mind unconsciously that we don't even know we're thinking, is we're buying that individual. All right, do I believe this person? Do they seem confident? Do they sound like they know what they're talking about? Do I like the way that they look? Do I like the way that they're dressed? Do I like their tone of voice? Do I like the volume in their voice? Do they seem like a person who really believes what they're saying? Do they seem like a believable individual? Let me go look them up. Let me go look at their profile. Let me see how many followers they got. Let me see what they're posting. These are all the things that we use to decide about a person before we even think logically about any of the stuff that they're saying, any of the words in their book, any of the price of their product. None of those things have anything to do with most of our decision-making process. Most of it is about how we buy into the person. So with all that being said, I'm going to take questions if we got any questions. So if you got a question on this subject, I kind of went on several tangents there, but the original topic was becoming a level 10 individual. And this is really just part one, because like I said, I got 8 points that I wrote down here, characteristics of level 10 people. I only talked about the first one. The first one is being a person who keeps it real. Keep it real with other people. Tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. Most of life, many of us hear a whole lot of stuff that we need to hear. That means our friends, our families, our followers, our customers, people who like us, they want us to be happy. They want us to be successful. They tell us all these positive things that make us feel good about ourselves. But sometimes those positive things they're telling us are just not true. Somebody's telling you how great of a player you are, how great of an author you are when you really can't play and your writing is terrible, but they're telling you that it's great just because they want you to feel good, or they won't tell you that it's trash because they don't want you to feel bad, or because they're uncomfortable having an uncomfortable conversation. Those are not level 10 people. They may be very nice people. Now, they might be your mom, your dad, it might be you, but they're not level 10. A level 10 individual will keep it real with you. And keeping it real does not mean being negative. It doesn't mean being a hater. It doesn't mean they always have something bad to say, but it means they're going to tell you the truth. This is the type of person that when you need somebody to really tell you the truth and everybody's telling you how great you are, you go seek out this individual because you know they're going to tell you what's real. And if whatever you're putting out or you're doing is bullshit, they're going to look you in your face and say, yo, this is garbage. And a level 10 person will do that. And understand, if you want level 10 people to be in your phone contacts, you want them to take your call when you call, all right, you got to be a level 10 person. And if you're not keeping it real with others, then not too many people are going to keep it real with you. And before we even get to other people, I'm ending on this point and I'm going to take questions. If I got questions, go ahead and post it in the comments. You got to keep it real with yourself. You're the type, you got to hold yourself accountable more than anybody else holds you accountable. So you got to be able to look at your own work. If you say at the beginning of the day, look, I'm going to write 2 articles a day so I could, start my blog, and you get to the end of the day and you only wrote 1 article, are you holding yourself accountable and saying, you know what, before I go to sleep, I'm going to write this article, or I'm going to at least get the outline or something in place, or tomorrow I'm going to write 3 because I was going to write 2 tomorrow, but now I got to make up for the other one and actually write those 3. If you're not holding yourself accountable, then you are unqualified to hold anybody else accountable. If you're not keeping it real with you, you're unqualified to keep it real with anybody else. And if you're not keeping it real with you, why would anybody else want to keep it real with you? What do they get out of it? Nothing, because they know they're not going to get it back because you can't do it for yourself. How you going to do it for anybody else? So that's what I want y'all to take from this conversation we have in here today. Again, we're talking about being a level 10 individual. Now I'm going to scroll through and see what we got going on in the comments. The pinned comment there, mirrormotivation.com, is for you to get my free book, The Self-Guide to Self-Discipline. It is called The Mirror Motivation. Let's see what we got going on in the comments. You ready to go, yo? Yeah, we about to leave to go to this game. So I'm going to take these, see if we got any questions. All right, ARB, I appreciate that. I hope you are enjoying the game group membership. Austin, Texas was good. ARB says, how do you separate honesty, calling you out from hate, bullshit, though? Again, holding yourself accountable is how you do that. If you hold yourself accountable, then you can listen to somebody else's criticism, constructive feedback, and you can know that they're giving you something real. ARB says, do you need to be in good shape for a person in vertical jump program? I mean, you don't have to be in good shape to buy something. All you gotta do is type in the credit card number, so no. ARB says, just like the guy said, you should buy a game, you should link up with him and show him what you did. Well, yeah, that's my dude. I follow him on Instagram. He's still around. Let me see. Bonnie Frank, what's going on? We buy from the messenger, buy the messenger before we buy the message. Absolutely true. And if we don't buy the messenger, then we don't even listen to the message. All right, so all y'all who put a lot of time putting your message together, listen, if people don't buy you as a person, don't even matter what you say. It doesn't even matter your opportunity, they ain't buying it. All right, we got to get out of here. We got a basketball game to go to. Everybody have a great Saturday. You got any questions for me, any way I can help you, hit me in the DM. Go to mirrormotivation.com, get my free book, The Self-Guide, Self-Discipline. You don't have my book, Work on Your Game, go to workonyourgamebook.com to get that. I got too many websites, but just hit me in the DM. You got a question about anything you can get from me, I'll tell you where to get it. Work on your game. Dre all day. We out.